When it comes to intimacy, touch plays an important role in deepening connection and enhancing pleasure. Many people focus on the obvious areas like lips, neck, or chest, but there are plenty of other spots on the body that can drive someone wild when touched right. These unexpected spots hold the key to creating moments of intense passion and excitement. If you want to go beyond the usual and leave her breathless, consider these 8 often overlooked areas that, when touched tenderly and passionately, will ignite a deeper connection. The wrists are often neglected when it comes to intimate touch. However, these delicate areas hold a lot of sensual potential. The skin here is soft and sensitive to even the lightest touch. Gently running your fingers along the inside of her wrist or brushing your lips against it can send a shiver down her spine. This simple act can feel incredibly intimate and may be a subtle way to show affection while building anticipation. When combined with a whispered word or a lingering gaze, the wrist can become a hot spot for arousal. The back of the knees is another area that many tend to overlook, but can be extremely sensitive to touch. The skin behind the knees is soft and often neglected during intimate moments. Lightly brushing or kissing the back of her knees can create a wave of pleasure that radiates throughout her body. This spot is often unexpected and can catch her off guard in the best possible way. It's an area that many don't typically focus on, which is precisely why it can have such a powerful effect. The small of her back is an intimate spot that many people forget to touch, but it has the potential to evoke powerful emotions. The area just above her hips and below her ribcage is incredibly sensitive and can be a source of intense pleasure when touched correctly. A gentle caress along the small of her back can help her relax and feel more connected to you. It's a spot that doesn't receive much attention during typical interactions, but when given proper attention, it can create an intense sense of intimacy and closeness. Her collarbones are often an overlooked area that can be incredibly erotic when touched in the right way. The collarbones are delicate and exposed, making them an ideal spot for tender kisses or soft caresses. A gentle touch along this area can be very seductive and intimate. If you trace the outline of her collarbones with your fingers or lips, she may be left breathless, as the sensation sends waves of pleasure through her body. This spot is often neglected, but it's one that holds a lot of untapped sensual potential. The back of her neck holds a lot of nerve endings, making it an area that can be highly responsive to touch. When you softly kiss or run your fingers along the back of her neck, you'll likely notice that she responds with a shiver of pleasure. The back of the neck is often associated with vulnerability, and when touched with care, it can evoke a strong emotional connection. Gently grazing an intimate moment that feels personal and passionate. It's an unexpected area that will surely catch her by surprise and leave her feeling cherished and desired. Her fingers may seem like a simple part of the body, but they are incredibly sensitive and responsive to touch. The fingers are filled with nerve endings that make them an excellent area for sensual attention. Gently holding her hand or tracing your fingers along her knuckles can create a tender and intimate moment. Additionally, paying attention to her nails and the space between her fingers can create a deeper sense of connection. The act of interlocking fingers or lightly brushing her fingertips can leave her feeling emotionally and physically connected to you. The bottom of her feet may seem like an unusual spot to touch, but when done correctly, it can be incredibly pleasurable. The soles of the feet are filled with nerve endings and can be highly responsive to gentle pressure or a soft touch. You can try giving her a relaxing foot massage or softly kissing the arches of her feet. If you've never considered this area before, it's one that can be incredibly intimate and surprisingly erotic when treated with care and attention. While the obvious spots to touch are often the ones that are most commonly explored, the unexpected areas can be just as powerful when it comes to building intimacy and pleasure. Touching the wrists back of the knees, small of her back collarbones, back of her neck, insides of her elbows, fingers, and soles of her feet can create unforgettable moments that leave her breathless. These often neglected areas hold a wealth of sensory potential and can deepen the connection between you and your partner in a way that is both intimate and passionate. So the next time you want to explore new territory, go beyond the usual and pay attention to these unexpected spots. The results may surprise you and leave her craving more.